Dr. Jesse Sanders, owner and chief veterinarian of Aquatic Veterinary Services. Today we'll be discussing how to not kill your betta fish. Now we have our separate video for goldfish, but this is going to be all about bettas. Now, most of our betta calls that I get into our office, I actually don't see. So our front desk staff is amazing at triaging these cases that really probably don't need veterinary involvement. So now we're going to be sharing all those tricks with you so that you make sure that you know how to keep your betta happy and healthy. So first thing, make sure you buy your betta from a reliable source. And unfortunately, this does not mean those tiny little containers lining most commercial pet stores. They are sad, they are stressed out, and they're very sick. So we recommend that you either buy from a reputable breeder or try to find a rescue organization. We actually have a great rescue organization here in California that has lots of bettas that are rescued, rehabilitated, and given to new homes. So we'll be including a link there if you want to check them out. And certainly if you're able to give them some donations, they would greatly appreciate it. The second problem with most bettas is they are in a bowl, or heaven forbid, a vase. Bettas are living, breathing animals that need a tank with a filter. If you don't have a filter, your ammonia is just going to go up and up and up. And people think this is okay for bettas because they are labyrinth fishes. So they have a specialized organ known as a labyrinth organ that acts as a rudimentary lung. So they're actually able to breathe oxygen from the air. Now, this is a survival mechanism that they have for in the wild. If all the water is suddenly washed away from rivers, they're stuck in a little puddle, they'll be able to survive until the water returns. So short-term survival. This is not a life strategy. So any fish that is in a bowl or a tank, a bowl or a vase, they need to go into a tank with a filter. In addition to that, they need a heater. These are tropical fish. They need to be warm or their little metabolism doesn't work well. And then they are usually subject to bacterial diseases and digestive issues. So please, bettas, we cure about 95% of them by putting them in a filter tank with a heater. That's it. That's really all you got to start with. Next most important thing is make sure you feed your betta appropriately. There are lots of different betta diets and they are so many different sizes. So I can't really tell you how many pellets to feed your fish per feeding. And again, tropical fish, they're being fed twice a day at appropriate temperatures. So we recommend that you try to go for the amount of pellets that would theoretically fit into your fish's eyeball. Obviously, you don't want to put pellets in your fish, but that's about the right amount of pellets per meal. And this might be as few as 3. This might be 12. It really depends on what kind of diet you're feeding. And please make sure that you are replacing your foods every 6 months. I have never seen a betta finish a container of food. It's just not possible. So you do not expect to finish your container of betta food. It will expire way before. So be sure to replace it every 6 months. Again, there's lots of different ones you can try, but that's going to be the most important with that filtered tank and heater to keeping your betta happy. Now, we see a lot of bettas with fin rot, which isn't actually fin rot. It actually comes from over-decorating. So a lot of commercially available decor items for fish tanks are not really great for bettas. Their long, pretty fins are very prone to snags and tears. And if they have their favorite little spot that they just like to hang out and rest in, if it's a big root ball, if it's some silk, almost silk plants, unfortunately, it tends to tear their little fins to shreds. So it's very important that if you are considering putting something in your betta tank, run your finger along every edge of it. If it feels sharp at all, don't put it in the tank. stick to nice, soft. They do make lots of Betta specific plants that are almost okay. Some just need little points snipped off here and there. But that is what most fin rot issues in Bettas. If they're not genuinely sick, they might just be tearing themselves up. So certainly if you notice that your Betta has ragged fins that are either pink or red that are not part of their normal coloration, this could be a sign of disease. And it's not, again, fin rot is too general. Just given how delicate those fins are, when a fish is sick, it's going to throw little clots to the ends of the blood vessels, and that is very commonly stuck in the tail. So that tissue will die off very quickly. Unfortunately, it's just a sign that your fish is probably not doing that well. So please call your veterinarian if you are concerned. So those are our 4 main points on how to not kill your Betta fish. So again, filtered tank, heater, 95% of our cases, they're all fixed. We'll be including a link with a lot more information on all sorts of things about Bettas, especially if you're in the beginning. And we ask if you have any more questions, please feel free to visit our website at cafishvet.com. At Aquatic Veterinary Services, fish are treated like family. For help with your fish, please visit the American Association of Fish Veterinarians at fishvets.org or the World Aquatic Veterinary Medical Association at wavma.org.